Every NBA player loves to rock cool sneakers when he gets on the court. But on rare occasions, we get to see shoes that aren't only cool, but also crazy.
These shoes look like a golf cart had sex with a jar of mayonnaise.
So make sure to stick around as we take you through the most insane shoes in NBA history.
He's wearing a different shoe on each foot.
How you doing? It's Lonzo Ball here, bringing to you live the BDB times Gen Egg slipper. Very comfortable.
There's no better place to start off this list than with PJ Tucker's $250,000 shoe. If you keep up with the lifestyle and fashion of NBA players, you'll know PJ Tucker is as big a sneakerhead as anybody else in NBA history. He might have a poor offensive game, or only managed to ball out when playing in Europe, but one thing PJ excels at is racking up insane shoe collections. Currently, he has a sneaker collection so large that he had to dedicate an entire house just to keep them in. Yep, a whole house, not just a room. Dude is living every shoe lover's fantasy. For exact numbers, PJ's collection is made up of over 5,000 pairs of sneakers, and it's made up of everything from player-exclusive shoes to classic vintages. Some of these include his M&M's $27,000 Jordan 4s and his $50,000 Nike Mags. Really impressive stuff, but that's not all. The crazy thing about PJ Tucker's love for shoes is the fact that he once got a custom-made shoe that cost him $250,000.
What?
You heard that right. PJ legit blew 4 times the average yearly income of people in the US on just one freaking shoe. We can't really blame him though. After all, he had just played a significant role in helping the Milwaukee Bucks to win the championship in 2021.
PJ, the dogs are back together.
Milwaukee, we're always gonna be dogs.
So he decided to reward himself. And what better way to do that than teaming up with the iconic shoe surgeon and the Jason of Beverly Hills to design a shoe that's museum worthy. These sneakers were made with original crocodile leather on top, a very crisp midsole, and 2020 white diamonds. Oh yeah, these shoes had over 2,000 diamond stones engraved in 150 grams of 14-karat white gold, forming swooshes and zip ties just like Off-White's signature style. As for workmanship, this pair of sneakers took over 100 hours to finish. That's definitely something special. But what if we told you there have been more insane shoes in the NBA than these? Take Gilbert Arenas' shoes, for example. Don't let his clowning on podcasts and social media banter fool you.
I don't want to say it, but I'm going to just say it, man. The worst part of the USA team is the coaching staff. Absolutely.
Gilbert Arenas used to be one hell of a player. At the same time, he was also one of the most glaring oddballs. His lifestyle off the court was enough testament to this, but the most obvious odd thing about Arenas was his choice of sneakers. Dating back to his high school days, Agent Zero loved to pull up on the court with the most absurd footwear. Back during his high school days in Grand High School, he used to play with Air Max 95s, which are quite different from regular basketball shoes. Later on, when he made the 2001 NBA Draft Combine, Gilbert pulled up in a pair of Chuck Taylor All-Stars. And even when he got into the NBA and was up to receive sneaker endorsement deals, he still didn't quit the weird footwear choice. One time, Agent Zero pulled up to an NBA game wearing a pair of Reebok running shoes. That's right, basic running shoes on the hardwood. Doesn't make much sense, but that wasn't his weirdest footwear choice ever. On another occasion, it was a pair of Nike's classic Air Max Plus Hyper Blue, which is honestly better for pounding pavement than it is for balling. On another occasion, this time in 2010, Gilbert Arenas sported a pair of Dolce & Gabbana Bull sneakers to a game. These shoes were far from meeting the requirements of basketball shoes, and even crazier, they weren't his. They belonged to his then Washington Wizards teammate Nick Young, who, although had a tendency to wear crazy shoes, didn't plan to wear them for the game. Young had only worn them into the locker room to change for the game when they caught Agent Zero's eye.
I didn't have a shoe contract at that moment, so I was testing out different shoes, and Nick Young came to the locker room with the Dolce & Gabbanas on, and it matched the jersey.
Not because they looked sporty with Velcro, but simply because Arenas felt they matched the team jersey. So, without giving Young a heads up, Gilbert Arenas walked out of the dressing room for warm-ups in a pair of D&G shoes, and, wait for it, ended up scoring an impressive 23 points that night. Does that mean Gilbert Arenas and Nick Young wear the same shoe size? Nah, probably not, but that wasn't an issue for Agent Zero, seeing as he had made it a custom to wear shoes a size and a half smaller than his own for most of his career. Moving on, we have some crazy shoes that belonged to Michael Jordan. And nope, we're not here to tell you the same old story of the first Air Jordans that got banned. No, the shoes we're concerned with are the Dynasty Collection sneakers, which sold early in 2024 for an insane $8 million. Wait, what? But even PJ Tucker couldn't dream of having shoes this expensive. You see, the Dynasty Collection is made of 8 single sneakers worn by the GOAT himself during the NBA playoffs across 8 different seasons. We call them single sneakers because the collection wasn't sold in pairs, thanks to a dude named Tim Hallam. Hallam served as a public relations officer for the Chicago Bulls for many years during the 90s, and although many people don't know this, MJ had a unique tradition of giving Hallam 1 foot of the sneakers he wore during the playoffs. This tradition started in 1991 after Jordan's first championship win, in which he averaged an insane 31.2 points, 11.4 assists, and 6.6 rebounds as the NBA Finals MVP. After that, there was some sort of superstition formed between both men, and it continued for every other season MJ spent in the Bulls. So, the Dynasty Collection was made up of the other 8 shoes Hallam didn't collect from 8 different playoff seasons. The shoes were auctioned in 2024 and sold for a total sum of $8 million, making them the most expensive sneakers ever sold.
Jordan, some of the most popular shoes of all time, and sneaker experts say these shoes may dunk on records at auction. 6 pair of NBA championship game sneakers worn by Michael Jordan, and a lot of them autographed, as you can see.
If just single sneakers got sold that expensive, imagine how much they'd have paid to get both pairs of MJ's shoes. Since we're on the topic of shoes belonging to NBA GOATs, it's only right we include LeBron James's gold shoes. Yeah, we all know how media guys get with their expressions, saying stuff like, LeBron James balls so well, his feet must be made of gold. Well, what if we told you he actually has a pair of basketball shoes made of gold? That's right, King James, who, by the way, has a lifetime Nike deal that means he can probably get any pair of sneakers he wants in the world, once decided to take things up a notch after hitting the 30,000 NBA points mark.
And there it is. That's the man they better double team. That was his 30,000 and 30,001 on that shot as he hit the quarter.
Rather than take something in his signature line or have Mike design him something special, LeBron took $100,000 and splashed all that cash on one custom pair of shoes. Like PJ Tucker's shoes, these sneakers are not made with regular leather. Instead, they were designed with the exotic hide of a crocodile. But what makes them really crazy is the fact that LeBron had them covered all around with a shiny coat of 24 karat gold. Don't know what you think, but it'll be difficult for any king to match up to the flex of these sneakers. Only King James can. Now, we all know Dwayne Wade and LeBron are buddies.
Here he comes, hitting ahead for Wade. There he goes. Oh! The house of highlights.
Been tight friends since day one, but what if we told you D-Wade has a pair of sneakers that'll make LeBron's gold shoes look like knockoffs? These shoes haven't been worn to an NBA game, and they'll probably never be worn, considering they cost Wade $4 million to create. If you have $4 million right now, you'd have 1,000 other things you can spend that money on. But for the Flash, that's just shoe money. This pair of shoes is called the Fire Monkey and is the result of a mashup between Dwayne Wade and Li Ning. They were designed by renowned shoe designer Dan Gamache and are basically just a pair of Wade's leaning Way of Wade 4 shoes decked out with hundreds of carats of white diamond pieces and blue sapphires set into 18-karat gold. Not exactly the best financial decision, but it definitely is as insane as NBA shoes get. And lastly, we have 2 pairs of shoes. It's so crazy that they got banned from the NBA, but both belong to Kyrie Irving.
Irving, step back three.
When Kyrie got his signature shoe line from Nike in 2014, he wanted to make a statement, so he designed the Kyrie ones, taking inspiration from LeBron's shoes. He also added a lot of details of his life story to the design, like a jagged design that symbolized the Sydney Opera House in his birthplace, his mom's name written on the sole, and her birthday and death date. Had the insane deceptive red color, and these shoes were practically perfect. But the NBA banned them because they claimed they didn't depict his team colors at the time. So Kyrie got back in the lab with Nike and came out with the Kyrie 2s the following year. Despite the creative marketing tactics used to launch them, having Kyrie host a Q&A on NBA 2K's Twitch channel and playing against fans on his My Park, with one winner getting a pair of signed Nike Kyrie 2s, the NBA banned them again because they saw it as just another version of his previously banned Kyrie 1s. Guess what though? Kyrie didn't even care. Talking about the ban, he said, "I was just happy that they stood out completely."
Amazing to see the attention that it's getting, but my focus right now is just building the best team at Anta, making sure our designs and our technology match what we're saying.
Well, we've got to say, he's not wrong about that. Which did you find the craziest? Let us know in the comments section and enjoy our other videos.